Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, here to talk some updates of the Oblivion Remaster. A lot of positive thoughts on the Oblivion Remaster. I did a video talking about issues that PC players are experiencing, but a lot of people are having a good experience. You guys, you have to stop getting so salty. It's only for some people, but this is the world of PC gaming. Like, a lot of these games come out and some people face a lot of issues, some people don't. The fact that there are significant issues being reported in my comment section, you'll see a lot of people facing crashing, stuttering, bugs, glitches. Bugs, glitches, not a big deal, especially with the Bethesda game. It's the crashing, the stuttering that creates a game-breaking experience that is a problem. We'll go over some more updates as far as that's concerned, and I do want to highlight one major mod that's already available for the game. It enables Oblivion Remastered to be playable in VR, so pretty incredible stuff there, so we'll talk about that. I also do want to highlight the concurrent player count, which is interesting as far as, you know, studying how the game is doing from a performance standpoint, but we'll talk that at the end of this video. The game currently is sitting at an 82% positive reception with 954 reviews, excuse me. I will say this, the PC we have here with the 9070 XT, we had an issue where the game was bricking literally the entire PC for a while. Turning off FSR seemed to have completely resolved that issue, so if you are on an AMD build, try turning off FSR, maybe try turning off DLSS if that does help. Turn off frame gen with a game like a Bethesda title. Just using AI technology might not be the best idea. So that, for me, fixed all of my issues, but if you look at the review section, a lot of negative reviews coming in. Refunded the game because it's unplayable, stuttering, crashes. Game looks amazing, but I cannot exit the sewers without crashing. Also face a bug where I get 1 FPS in the main menu. I use an NVIDIA 3080 Ti, and yes, a 3080 Ti should absolutely be able to run the game. Game is quite outdated, and the remaster doesn't do much to help. It adds 100 extra gigabytes is another negative review. The Steam Deck verification is probably one of the bigger issues of the game. This user notes, Steam Deck users beware, do not let the green checkmark fool you. Even on the lowest graphics setting, the game runs terribly on the Steam Deck. Honestly, I feel like it's rather disingenuous of them to verify it on the Steam Deck when they know it runs like horse manure on the system. Which is crazy because I've seen people comment on my videos saying that their Steam Deck performance has been good. Again, this is an instance of good performance being incredibly subjective. Okay, to the people that commented that it's getting good performance on your deck, like, what is the performance? Is it 22 frames per second? Like, is that good performance? To some people, 22 frames per second is literally good performance on a handheld machine. To other people, getting anything like, I think 30 FPS on a handheld machine, most people would view that as playable. But if you're getting down to 22 FPS, like, to me, that's unplayable. But I've seen so many people talk about the deck issues that, and this isn't a first-time instance where a game has been deck verified and it runs like absolute garbage. Dead Space Remake deck verified, and that game doesn't have great performance. In fact, Dead Space Remake is a game that in a lot of the promotional images on Steam's official page, they'll use Dead Space Remake, and in my experience playing that game on the deck, I don't know if it's gotten better. It was not good playing that game on the deck. I just think as far as promotional imagery goes, there's like actual games that you should be showcasing that, okay, this is a good game to showcase that it runs well on the deck. Like a Days Gone. Days Gone runs fairly well in my experience on the deck. I would use that game as like promotional imagery, but I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on the deck performance, which, again, Steam, Valve, whoever's in charge of deck verification, they gotta do a better job, because this has been an issue that we've seen with so many deck games where they get deck verified, and deck verification, I've said it in previous videos, it means nothing, and then you have games that are literally filtered as unplayable being playable better than verified playable decks. It's not, I'm not talking about games that are unknown, I'm talking about games that say unsupported, but they run better than games that say verified. It's just insane to me, but nonetheless, if you have a deck, I would probably stay away from the game, so keep that in mind. Moving on from that, Oblivion Remastered is already running in VR on PC, thanks to a mod. Now, it's not that this was a mod that was designed entirely just for Oblivion Remastered. One of Bethesda's most notable improvements has been bringing Oblivion to Unreal Engine 5 rather than the game's original Gamebryo engine, meaning it not only features improved textures, but it also effectively opening up the games to modders who want to jump in thanks to Prey Dog's UEVR plugin. By now, UEVR is pretty feature-rich, includes support for 6DOF head movement, full stereoscopic 3D, front-end GUI for easy process injection, support for OpenXR runtimes, as well as motion controller supports, as noted on Road to VR. I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. Still intrepid, UEVR users will need to tinker with the settings to make a specific profile that plays well with the game. A YouTuber has already done that, and Oblivion Remastered is in VR and playable in VR. Obviously, there's been a lot of talking, a lot of discussion around official VR support not being a part of Oblivion Remastered, which is lame, but thankfully, I think the modding scene will still be figured out, and there's gonna be cool things that people are able to do. And the fact is, while this is still very rough around the edges, and you're gonna need an incredibly beefy rig with all the issues that the game already has, and adding VR to it as well, the user that uploaded a video has an RTX 4090 and an i9 13900 and 64 gigs of RAM, so keep that in mind. You'll need a little bit of a behemoth to run it in VR, but cool to see that being executed. I do also want to note, as far as the success of this game, an outstanding success with the game reaching 190,000 concurrent players for its peak, and given that we are still not at the weekend yet, I could see that number go up and up. Usually that first weekend, Saturday or Sunday, it'll reach its peak, and I could see this go above 200,000 players. And given how this release was handled, going above 200,000 players would be an incredible feat. Starfield, for example, and remember the immense amount of hype leading into Starfield's release, it peaked at 330,000 concurrent players, but that was a mainline new Bethesda game that people were incredibly excited for. Sure, now in retrospect, people clown on Starfield, but go back to pre-Starfield coming out. The hype and the attention that the game was getting was immense, and for Oblivion to be at, let's say it gets to 220k or even 200,000, that's an incredible number, especially because it had no marketing push. It just had that one live stream, then it was a shadow drop. You can't shadow drop every game, and I think a lot of people calling for shadow drops left and right. I just think at that point you would dilute the value of a shadow drop, and at the end of the day, there aren't going to be a lot of games at the level of an Oblivion remaster. Like, what are you going to do? Shadow drop Bloodborne remaster? Yeah, that would be gargantuan, and I actually think Bloodborne remaster doing a orchestrated shadow drop could be incredibly effective where everybody's talking about it, because man, honestly, if they had the ability to do Bloodborne Remastered, if they actually did, I would actually argue that you should try to orchestrate leaks for that game and try to shadow drop that. But I think you have to be selective with which games you shadow drop. Like, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black was a shadow drop, and it's not like that game set the world on fire as much as I did enjoy it. And, you're talking about these games ending up on Game Pass day one as well. Shadow drops can be cool, but I think it's something you can be selective with. And also, the shadow drops that are most notable to me, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, Oblivion Remastered, and if you go back to early 2023, Hi-Fi Rush, all three of those games were Xbox Game Pass titles, so I don't know if we're gonna get into the territory of non-Game Pass titles getting shadow drops as well, but the shadow drop model and the shadow drop release for Oblivion worked out beautifully for them, just incredibly beautifully, and again, I don't know if it was an orchestrated attempt by Bethesda, but it turned out pretty extraordinary for them, and the game has done very, very well. Hopefully they'll release updates and it'll get better, because right now it's still a little janky. Again, it's got a very positive reception on Steam. Marvel's Spider-Man 2, this is not, and Spider-Man 2 got fixed up in a couple of weeks, and hopefully Oblivion, I doubt it's going to be fixed up to that extent. It's just one of those games, a Bethesda game in UE5. It's gonna be trouble for a while, and there's always gonna be issues, but hopefully they just get it at a better level and take away the Steam Deck verification label and get better with your verification label on the deck. That stuff is just absolutely whack, but we'll see how that turns out. VR in Oblivion, that's pretty cool as well, and the game's doing very, very well. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below, and if you do want a cheaper copy of Oblivion, check out our friends at Green Man Gaming. They've got it heavily discounted, so you'll definitely want to pick it up there. You'll get a Steam key, all that good stuff, but that'll do it for me. Your thoughts down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.